Hello, good morning. I'm Maratib. I hope you guys are all fine. Um, Today is Saturday. It's a cloudy atmosphere here in London, and we were planning to watch this Facebook live group video, and now we are here. This is actually the part 2 for habit number 5, understanding. So in the first part we discuss about how to seek to understand, and that leads to the new dimension and horizon of empathic listening. And then we learned about how we can create the spirit of empathic listening so that we may be understood. So the last video was whole about also the stages of empathic listening, what are not empathic listening, how we can listen with the soul, with the spirit of other. Now obviously that was a part of that was the first part. Now today we will discuss about the second part of habit number 5. The habit number 5 taught by Dr. Stephen R. Covey in his famous book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is seek to understand, then to be understood. So like I said, in last video we discussed about how to seek to understand. And now this video, we will try to be online for half an hour or a little bit more, and then we will try to cover the topic of how to be understood. Also that covers couple of points. So I mentioned about the points as well in my video title. So we will decide to discuss that why seek to understand, and then we will also discuss how the character communicates and what is the role of character in communication or presentation skill. And then also we will discuss about what makes an effective presentation or presentation skill, because this is also part of our communication skill or part of that habit. And at the last we will also discuss what makes the new dimensions of that habit. When we follow that habit, when we follow the principles of empathic listening, what happens, what we get, and what new doors of realities we open, what new opportunities we can conquer. So these are all things we will discuss very briefly. But in the meanwhile, if you have any question and you want to have a conversation, please feel free to type your message here. That will be very helpful, because I want to make it as a conversation that we both are talking with each other, and we can learn more. When you question or I can share something, then we can learn more, rather than just if I speak continuously, then that has a different level of learning we do. So let's go for the next point which we have prepared is why seek to understand. So this is very fundamental need of every self, every person, that he or she wants to influence on other. He or she wants to communicate and speak or give a message to other person. But in the first part we try to understand we should not or we cannot influence on other person until they we listen first them. First seek to understand. That is very important. That is very important in selling the things. That is very important when husband and wife are communicating, parents and teacher, parents and children are communicating, student and teacher, one political party to other political party, and all other groups as well. So that is a very important thing. But once you listen other with the spirit of empathy, with the spirit of empathic listening, and we follow the all things, and without any probing, without any evaluating, without any judgment, or without any advising, if we listen other, now it is my turn to influence on other. Now it is my time that I need to influence by giving my message. So generally, I'm not talking about between two people only. This can also be happen that if you are speaking with the audience within a group of meeting, within a large presentation, you are going to deliver, then also this is very important. You must need to realize that that you need to present something. First you need to learn what actually they need, what your audience is looking for. So that is that makes your communication, your presentation more effective. What happens in normal life when we speak with other people, we straight away deliver our message, and that impact very low and very in a mediocre style we do. But if we want to really influence on the audience, on my recipient, on my other side where the people are listening, then we need to understand what are their interests, what are their needs actually, and then accordingly you need to speak. And you cannot find the needs and interest or real purpose of their presence until you don't have empathy spirit, and you need to do that. We have already told. So this is a very important point of doing a presentation, or we speaking in a group, or if we are communicating in a privacy with my children, or with my spouse, or with my employee, or my boss, or etc. Now that we can influence other, that's we understand. What about if you are empathy from your heart or your mind, and you listen? Okay, you have empathy listening already, but if your character, if your competency is not with you, then it is also important they will not listen to you. They will not go for further deal, because you do not have a character, you do not have a competency of the purpose what we are looking for. So that is very important, that our character, our competency, they must shout, and that will speak eloquently to the other person, to the other recipient, to the group of people, to the large audience. If so, how we can build that character? Now this is the whole other topic, that how we can build that character. Dr. Stephen is saying in habit number 1, be proactive, and be proactive is a big spectrum, lot of things to do, and that your beginning of character influence or character development. And then we change our paradigm. There will be a lot of paradigm shifts that makes us align to our values, and we will start to follow natural principles. And then we will also follow habit number 2, which is about the goal setting, and then we will make priorities, that which are more important, which are less important. And then also we need to understand that how we can make the habits inculcate in my personality. So everything, my actually character will speak out, and my character will speak out when I will win with myself. I will win on a private level. That Dr. Stephen calls private victory. And then after that we can influence on other on interpersonal relationship basis, interdependent realities we are going to explore once I will win myself. And that is very important. And then habit number 4, which is about think win-win, is about the creative cooperation. And once we achieve or we are following the principle of creative cooperation, I believe that our character will be very strong, or it's highly strong enough that I will lead myself to follow the principle of empathy in listening. Now, we are in the second part of empathy in listening. If we are proactive, if we are choosing our priority, if we are working on a circle of influence, if we are aligned with our goals, if my body, mind, heart, spirit are very strong and they have proper intelligences, and I am working on this, then my audience, my recipient, my wife, my husband, my children, my employee, my boss, my political opponent, they will listen to me, and then I will influence them. So character speaks louder. That's a very important thing. It's not like that you will just listen the other person and you will win the deal or you will win the negotiation. No, that's not. Your character speaks very, very louder, and you have to build your character before you want to listen other and you want to influence other. That is also a part of our habit number 5. So I believe that this is very clear that for if you want to influence other, if you feel that you are understood or people are listening to you as like you listen to them or you have, so then you need to work on your or come in an audience or come in a deal with a strong character of integrity, character of trustworthy nature, character of competency. So or there are other leadership skills you need to have. If you don't have, you need to develop them, and good news is you can develop and everybody can develop. Nobody is born with all these things. With the passage of time, you learn with these all development, and you inculcate these things in your character, and then you follow the other things of principle of success well. So I hope this is very clear. So before I go to the next point, I just want to see my audience, my voice is clear, because I want to check from my other screen that how presentation is going on. Is there any technical error? Just 1 second, please. Yeah, I think it should be fine. Yeah. Okay, thank you for keep on holding. So that's very important. So let's go to the next one. What makes my message effective? What makes my presentation effective? It's very simple. Like I said already, there are 2 things which make my message very clearly. Number 1, I need to know the needs and interest and the reason or presence of other person. Really, and that we cannot know, I cannot know until I have an empathy spirit. I have already homework with the person or with the audience. The second thing is very important. You need to have a very obvious skills that you are delivering message with very clarity. Clarity is very important, that you are clear in your message, what you try to communicate or transfer your words or knowledge to other, so that other person should feel exactly same what you want to communicate. So there is a interesting development. Many people, they have a breakdown because the other person does not understand your message exactly, or they understand your message incorrectly, wrongly. That makes the relationship break up. And when you try to research that why this happened, then you found that because you did not work on the other person's mind, that's why he or she will understand your message with his or her paradigms or her own perspective, and you did not communicate well according to their perspective. So that's why you have a poor messaging delivery, and that's very important. So there is another second message: to make presentation, to make a effective message, you must work on these two things. You need to know properly about the audience purpose, audience mindset, nature of audience or the other person mind. And the second, you need to have a skill of communication, whether you are communicating by speaking or you are communicating by writing. Generally, when we talk about communication, people main perception is communication by our language we are speaking. But obviously, there are so many communication indicators. I said in the last presentation, our body language is the biggest communicating indicators. Like our body present 90% of our message what we are trying to deliver, and 10% or 20% only your words count. So this is surprising, isn't it? It's really surprising. And there are other factors as well which makes the communication more effective, but that will bring our out of the topic, because obviously that is connected with the topic, but because we need to cover other things as well, I think briefly I can tell you about at this stage. That's enough at the moment. But this is very important. So did you learn about how we can deliver the effective message to my wife, to my husband, to my kids, my student, my teacher, my opponent in a parliament, in a public, or with my customer or with my other? So that's very important thing. Let's go to the next point, and that is about new dimensions of habit number 5. Now this is my favorite area. Before I'm going to habit number 5, new dimension. Oh, hello, hi Babu Jalo, you okay? You can listen me. Right. Yeah, I can listen your. I can read your message as well. So let's going forward towards my next new dimension of habit number 5. I remember I watched and I listened Dr. Stephen when he was in a different presentation or in different lectures in his life, and he was writing a big legend book, and he was trying to say that he was going to revealing a secret of solution to the humanity. And many people were very amazed and astonished that what he was talking about. And then actually he wrote a book on third alternative, the solution of all problem of people. And that book is based on this alone, this habit. And especially the principle of empathic listening is the foundation of that book. I read that book, amazing book, and it resolved issues of my life. And whenever I communicate to other people, they also resolve their issues of their life, and they tried to understand the world in a different reality. So this book is very important. I must advise you to read this book. That book is called The Third Alternative. Let me see. Oh yeah, I have. So this is the book. This is the book. So basically this book is a further investigation and research and application of habit number 5. And that books actually tell you about how you can create new solution, new realities, new resolution of every problem in your home, in your school, in your institutions, in your parliament, in your political arena, in your office, between boss and employee, in your organization, between organization and the employee, between husband and wife, so everywhere. So amazing. But what my point is, the foundation behind this book is this habit number 5, and especially the empathic listening, the listening the other person with the soul. And if you are doing this, then you not only can mend your relationship, but also open new doors of exploration, new realities and new success you can explore, and you can start and you can set on as well. So that's all about habit number 5, and I hope that makes you very passionate, and you will be excited, because when I came to know about the secret behind empathy and reality of listening the other person with the exact how other she or he is feeling, then it changed my life. It made me very patient, full person. I exercised deeply, and I'm exercising when I try to communicate someone when it is a matter of between me and some other person or audience or group. That made me very confident as well, because I know how to influence other, and obviously that is not because of I want to influence and that's why I want to listen with empathy. It does not matter like this. It will be your habit to listen everyone in a normal environment. Even it's not a point of conflict as well. In a normal conversation, you need to listen first, and then you can speak after that. So this is our whole point. The mainly also a point about by listening and with the spirit of empathy, we can resolve our all problems of life. This is the fundamental and very revealing secret I'm sharing with you, because if you see around us, if you see the television, read the newspaper, everywhere there is a conflict, and that conflict is leading because of misunderstanding. That conflict is leading or heading towards some disaster because other party is not listening the other party. For example, a nation is against the other nation because they think that they are right, and they think they are the right. They don't want to understand with the same spirit, and they don't want to understand other nation, and that nation's disaster will also lead them towards big disaster, mega disaster. So, but these attitude, how they develop? They develop when on a private level we actually don't focus on empathy listening. We don't have courage, we don't have ethics, we don't follow the principle of listening, principle of empathy, listening with each other. So when this attitude develops of not listening or not understanding, and emphasis and enforce my own opinion the other without others' interest, and knowing the other person with the greater spirit, then that will lead to the nation, and that goes in the parliament, and then from parliament the whole country become like in some mania or tragedy. But that tragedy will have a clash with other nation in the same way, and then different nations will have so many conflicts, and the peace of the world will be in danger, and it is in danger. This is how crucial this habit is. This is not only listening, believe me, this is about changing the mindset, not from me, but the mindset of the entire nation, of our society, of our cultures, of our nations, and obviously or to the whole planet. So this is very important, and this message of habit number 5, first seek to understand, then to be understood, and that will lead to phenomena of synergy. That is another topic that all makes a new dimension and bring a mega change in the whole world. These synergistic solutions, which we often listen and heard about this in our professional environment, that what this is. Actually, last month I made some quick videos on phenomena of synergy. So if you want to understand briefly, you can go to my YouTube channel, and you can. There is a playlist, and you can follow this as well. Then you will understand what is a synergy. But synergy is the outcome of this empathy listening, and this is very important. Did you see how many things are connecting with this habit, this alone? Your character is attached, and your character is like a big tree, and you cannot make a big tree until you have a continuously effort of so many years of hard workness, smartness, intelligence, and leadership development, values, natural principles, and changing paradigms, changing mindset, paradigm shifts, and so much. So this is all about alignment. This is all about a big picture. If you have in your mind, then everything will be going to be in aligned, and that is all about this. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to write here. Otherwise, I will hang up the call shortly. If you want me to do some presentation or discuss on specific topic, please you can mention here. There is a message on my channel as well, or on this info forum as well, and I will come with that videos as well. You need to practice this thing in your private level, with your relationship, and you can teach the same phenomena to your very close friend, your families, your as well, and that will multiply to other. That will make a very nice environment as well, and you will be participating and contributing, creating a culture of creating new realities, new opportunities, new realms of the success. So that's it. Let me check before I hang up if there is any message from you. That's it. My name is Maratib. If you like my video, you can join my channel, you can subscribe it, you can you can share my video to your friend and family as well. And I believe that I will come next time with a new topic, with the new things I will be sharing. And I'm trying to building a community where we can create a great life, a life which we deserve, so and which makes us feeling that we are a leader, we are driving our life rather than life drive us or society drive us. So we are driving, we are our own driver. So that's all about the leadership development and spiritual development and a lot of intelligences, following the principle. It's entirely a wonderful world and feelings, and a world of inspiration. Thank you. I'm Maratib, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.